Hey guys, and welcome back. So today we are going to be doing a video that was requested, and I figured why not, might as well do it, right? Because I haven't done one in a while. And as you probably already saw by the title, this is going to be my updated eyebrow routine 2014. I have no makeup on my face. I'm letting my face breathe today. I'm just not going to put any product on it, so if I look all patchy and broken out, I'm sorry, deal with it. So these are my natural brows. I have absolutely nothing on them, so this is what my eyebrows look like currently. If you followed me from the very beginning, you would know that my eyebrows used to be very, very messed up. I would get the insult all the time that it would look like I have a little sperm on my face because they were so far apart and so thin with really big like balls at the end. So I mean, if you want to go back to my like older videos, then you'll see the difference from then and now. So my eyebrows have changed quite a bit. I did let them grow out so I could have fuller eyebrows, not because of the whole thick eyebrows trend that is going around nowadays. I actually didn't grow them out for that reason. I grew them out because I was starting to notice how crappy they were looking in pictures and how ridiculous I looked, so I figured I would let them grow out, and they did a little bit. When I was 12 years old, I really kind of messed up my eyebrows really, really bad, and I plucked them to the point where they won't grow in some parts. Like this eyebrow right here, I don't know if you can see in the camera, but it actually stops growing right here. So just before my eyebrow piercing, it doesn't really grow much further than that, unfortunately. So the only way I could really get them to grow back is this way. So I do have hair and they do look more proportionate with my face. So we're really going to start from like the nitty-gritty bottom to the point of me, how I fill them in and things like that. So we're literally going to start with some tweezers, and I'm just going to do some plucking just underneath. I figured I would do that on camera because I also have an eyebrow piercing, and a lot of people always ask me, you know, do you wax your eyebrows? Do you pluck your eyebrows? How do you pluck your eyebrows? So I figured, I was like, well, I have to pluck them anyway, so I might as well just do it on camera so I can show people. If you don't like the look of, you know, hairs being plucked or getting really up close into really disgusting skin, then I would suggest not watching this video. But I figured I'm not gonna hide what I look like without makeup, so you know, here I am, all natural, and I'm just gonna be kind of plucking my eyebrows. So the tweezers that I use are just a generic brand. These are just from the dollar store, and they work just fine. I don't need to own a $50 pair of tweezers because tweezers are tweezers to me. As long as they get the job done, then I don't really care what brand they are. Okay, so I just zoomed you in on my eyebrows here, and as you can see, I do have a little bit of hairs that need to be plucked, and I'm sorry about my eyebrow piercing. I have some like old makeup trapped under this ball. That's like the thing with this eyebrow piercing. It just gets makeup trapped in there all the time. So I'm just going to be kind of plucking this area here if I need it, and just everywhere. So yeah, I really just, there's no really special way how I do it. I literally just pluck the hairs like so. No organized fashion. And if you're wondering, no, it does not hurt to pluck my eyebrows with an eyebrow piercing. I don't feel it. So like when I pluck this hair right here, I don't feel it at all. You have like one little hair that is so stubborn and it just won't move. I hate that. What I like to do is I just like to take a little spoolie like this and just kind of brush through them and get any, you know, little strays that might be running around, and just kind of brush those off. Okay, so that's one eyebrow done. I really don't have to do too much to it just because, you know, just because of the lack thereof of hair over here and things like that. So I just kind of like to keep the general shape that they're in. Eyebrow piercing does get a little bit red after I pluck, but it's really not a big deal. It doesn't hurt or anything. I just have a little bit of crusting. Really no big deal. It doesn't hurt or bother me. It's just, you know, the little consequences you take when you get an eyebrow piercing. Okay, so moving on to this eyebrow. This eyebrow is in a lot better shape than this one, in my opinion, because it actually grows down to here. So, I mean, it's still not fantastic looking, but as you can see, I do have a couple little stray hairs down there. So I'm just gonna kind of pluck those off the same way we did over here. When I was a kid, and this kind of led up to why I plucked my eyebrows so heavily, because when I was a kid, I had really, up until about like 7th grade kinda, like the beginning of 7th grade, I had like really big bushy eyebrows. Like they were huge. Like they would start from like down here and they would go all the way up to like here. Like I had some bushy ass eyebrows. It was so bad, like it was so embarrassing. I hated them, and when I was 12 years old, that's when I got a hold of my first pair of tweezers, which actually belonged to my dad, and I got a hold of them and I just plucked the living shit out of them to the point where like literally my eyebrows were literally this thin at one point. Like I didn't have any hair because I just thought that looked good for some reason. So if you're young and you have bushy eyebrows and you're very insecure about it like I was, my recommendation for you is to don't touch tweezers yourself. If you're insecure about it like I was, go and talk to your mom or your dad and tell them how you feel about them, and maybe they can take you to get them waxed and shaped better so they don't look so bushy. I would never recommend ever touching tweezers. Like if I ever have a daughter or son for that matter and they get a hold of tweezers and they do what I did to my eyebrows, I will be devastated, because when you mess with it that young, you do run the risk of not being able to grow hair back like me. So yeah, I would just recommend just talking to someone about it if you're that insecure about it, and it's really not a big deal to go get waxed if they're, you know, like me, like what I had. I wish I had a picture, but I don't think I do. So yeah, that's just what my recommendation would be. That is my eyebrows all plucked and shaped again. As you can see, they're a little bit red. Usually I don't pluck my eyebrows before I put my makeup on, but if I were to put my makeup on right now, like a full face, you wouldn't see the redness, but the redness does tend to go away within about 15-20 minutes. Really not a big deal. But for the sake of this video, I don't want to wait anymore, so we're just going to kind of go ahead and fill them in. So before we get started on filling in my eyebrows, I kind of want to talk about eyebrow products. And if you saw my last How I Fill in My Eyebrow video, it was from almost a year ago now, and usually everything that I do like changes frequently, and the last time I did a fill in my eyebrows makeup video, I was using a dark brown pencil, and off the bat that was not a good decision because I have such light hair that too dark of eyebrows can be kind of like, off-putting. It's not for some people. Like Pink Sparkle, she really likes the dark eyebrows, and I think it suits her absolutely beautifully, but for me it didn't really work, so I had to really change it up. And then I switched to another eyebrow pencil or eyeliner or whatever you like to use it for, and it is by NYC, and it is in the color 927, which is taupe, and this is a lot lighter than the dark brown that I was using. The one I was using was by Wet n Wild, and it was just called dark brown, and I was using that to fill in my eyebrows, and then I switched to this one, which was lighter, and it really did help with my eyebrows as well, and it matched better with my hair color. I do still use this, but this isn't what I'm going to be using in this particular video. To fill in my eyebrows. I just wanted to share the different ways I fill in my eyebrows. So this is what I was currently using. This was literally like 89 cents at the store, so it's really affordable. I just kind of wanted to give you an alternative option, but a lot of you wanted to know how I fill in my eyebrows, almost every single day, and what products I use. So I'm going to be showing you those, but I just kind of wanted to share this with you. It's in the color 927 taupe, in case you forgot. Okay, so the products that I'm going to be using in this video, and these are the products that I use for my eyebrow routine, is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz products, and I have the Brow Wiz pencil right here in the color Ash Blonde, as you can see right there. And then I also have the Duo eyebrow powder and the little brush as well to match. So I have all three of these products. Recently, a lot of you have been really disappointed in my videos and how I don't use drugstore makeup anymore. You are absolutely wrong. I love drugstore makeup. I will forever buy drugstore makeup. I love it. Very, very close to my heart. I love my drugstore makeup. I haven't gotten rid of any of my drugstore makeup just because I have a few higher end products now and I enjoy using them does not mean that I have changed like some of you said I have. I really don't appreciate the comments that I've been getting on some of my videos complaining about how I don't use drugstore when that's absolutely not true. I really don't appreciate it. Don't watch if you have a problem with me using something that I've never ever dreamed of owning before, so there's really no harm in me using it. Everyone has the right to try out drugstore makeup, and I just don't have a fuss about it, okay? Just enjoy the video. You know, I really do work hard on my channel and editing my videos, and I would just really appreciate it if you would just, you know, sit back, relax, enjoy it, and not judge so harshly about what brand of makeup I'm using. I just wanted to get that rant out of the way. I've been having some issues with some people lately, and it just needed to be out of the way. So anyway, moving on, what I like to do first is I like to take the Brow Wiz pencil, which just looks like this. This ranges from around $20. You can get it at Sephora or online, really doesn't matter. I talked about this in my March beauty favorites if you want to kind of get a more in-depth view on how I fill in my eyebrows. I'm not going to go through it now just because I don't want to make this video too incredibly long. So we're just going to kind of jump right into it. So first what I like to do is I like to take the pencil first, and it has a spoolie side and then it has the pencil side. So what I like to do first is I like to take the spoolie side and again just kind of brush through my eyebrows just to get them up in their place where I want them before I start filling them in. I just take the pencil side, which just looks like that. You really only need just about that much product on the actual pencil when you fill in your eyebrows, and really this is what I use to kind of fill in shape, and then I will go in with the powder just to kind of redefine the shape, and it kind of as like a setting powder as well. So I usually like to start with this eyebrow first, and really I don't really have like a specific order. I just kind of start filling in the shape of them. Bring them up and kind of shape the upper top like I'm doing here. Fill them in as I go. Eyebrow is a little bit harder because, like I said in the beginning, I don't have hair that grows too much in this area. So literally the only thing that's going to contribute to the rest of my eyebrow is literally drawing with this pencil. A lot of you may think that's absolutely ridiculous, but honestly, I love my eyebrows. I love the way they look, so you know, don't let this part get to you, and don't leave any negative comments because it's not going to help you, because I'm not going to change my eyebrow routine for you. That's just how I do it, so I'm just going to kind of do that really quick. I just kind of like to bring it down, kind of get the general shape of where I want it. In case any of you are wondering, no, it does not hurt to dry my eyebrows with an eyebrow piercing at all. I know I get questions about that all the time, so I just thought I would kind of add that into this video since the eyebrow piercing is staring right at you. And then I just kind of go back and forth just to kind of match the color a little bit. So I just kind of literally draw it like that. So yeah, that is how I get my eyebrow to kind of extend down. Sometimes I like to go longer, sometimes I like to go shorter. It's really all about preference. I can't stand when people judge so harshly on eyebrows. Like, it just drives me absolutely insane. If you like the way you do your eyebrows, then that's the only thing that should matter, and this is how I like them. So drawn on, oh well, my fault. You know, we all make mistakes, and this is just what I have to do. Really not a big deal. It doesn't bother me or make me feel bad or anything like that. So that's really just what I do, and then I just kind of fill in any empty spots. Before I move on to the brow powder, I like to move on to this eyebrow first. So already you can kind of see a difference. Yes, I do make them a little bit thicker just because that's just what I'm liking right now. I may go, you know, just go along with the actual natural shape of my eyebrow, or I might go thinner. It really doesn't matter, but right now this is just the preference that I do like. I may look a little bit silly with no other makeup on, but you know, you gotta work with me. I'm trying to have a clean skin day today. So yeah, I'm just gonna move on to this eyebrow and just do the exact same thing I did over here, except on this side it's gonna be a little bit easier because I have hair to work with here. So I'm just gonna kind of do the same thing. Always got to remember about eyebrows is eyebrows are sisters, not twins. They do not have to be exactly identical, and they will never be exactly identical. If they are, well, then you are just really lucky. But you know, no two eyebrows are gonna look the exact same. Every eyebrow, you know, each one has its own little personality and different shape. So don't worry too much about, you know, making them look exactly alike. Always go along with the natural shape. That's just something I've learned over the many years of having many different eyebrow shapes. The thing I really like about this pencil is that the tip is so thin, so it makes it really easy to get into the kind of little parts where you need it. Okay, so that is the overall shape of my eyebrows after I fill them in with the Brow Wiz pencil. So after that, what I like to do is, again, I just like to go in with the spoolie. You can either use the one that comes with the brush, but I'm just going to use this one right here just because it's right in my face. And I just kind of brush that through as well. Yep, so now they are all brushed through and filled in. This is pretty much what they look like. And then the next thing that I like to do is I like to take the Anastasia Beverly Hills Duo Brow Powder, and this is in the color Blonde, as you can see there. And when you open it up, it has kind of like a darker color and a lighter color. And what I like to do is I like to take the little brush that it comes with, which is the Anastasia, what one is this called? Beverly Hills brush number 15, I guess. I'm not really sure, but brush number 15. So pretty much what I like to do is I like to start with the darker powder, which is this one right here. And I just like to get a little bit of product on the brush like so. And then what I like to do is I like to go back over my eyebrows and just kind of brush through them and then go over the general shape of them. Make them look more matte, and I really like matte looking eyebrows. Like a lot of people like the natural looking eyebrows. Well, I like my eyebrows to look natural, but I also like them to have a little bit of a pop as well. That's what that looks like. And then I go back in with this lighter powder right here and just get a little tiny bit on the brush like that. Tap off any excess, and then I like to go into the front of my eyebrow and just kind of brush it like that. Probably the most unprofessional, non-makeup artist way to do it, but really, I don't care. I hate that people say that there are rules to makeup because I really don't believe that there are. I believe that you should just do whatever you want and whatever you think looks good, go for it, and don't let anyone tell you different. That's kind of a reason why I don't ever call my makeup looks makeup tutorials, because it's not a tutorial, because I'm not teaching you how to do it, I'm just telling you how I did it, with giving a little bit of tips that helped me. So, you know, just kind of go along with what you like. Moving on, I take the same dark powder and do the exact same thing on this eyebrow as well. Again, going over the shape that I did with the pencil, just kind of letting it go like that. Take the lighter side, go back in, and just kind of shape like that. Okay, so that is my eyebrows pretty much all filled in and complete. Again, I may look like an absolute monster because I just have eyebrows and no makeup on today, but you know, like I said, you're just gonna have to deal with it. So after I fill in my eyebrows, typically I already have face makeup on, but I always like to do my eyebrows before I do my face makeup. And after I do everything, I like to set them with a couple of brow gels. Occasionally I will use this one by e.l.f. and this is the Wet Gloss Lash and Brow Clear Mascara. It has a part for your eyelashes and it also has a part for your eyebrows. As you can see, I have used it quite a bit, but what I have found with this is that you can use either side for your eyebrows because I find that the eyelash part doesn't really work too well. So I just use both for my eyebrows. I'll just go over it really quick with the brow gel. I'll occasionally do that sometimes, but what I've been using recently, what I've really been loving, is this product right here, and this is the e.l.f. Eyebrow Treat and Tame. And what you would typically do is, you know, you take the treat side over here, which is just kind of like a clear mascara, and it kind of just puts the brow in place so it won't go anywhere. And then over here is the tame side, and this side is supposed to give you a little bit of color and also fill in your brows. When I fill in my eyebrows like this, I don't use this clear part, I just use this part right here, which is in the color Ash, so number 81204, and you can get this on e.l.f.'s website, and they have a couple different shades, so if you have like darker eyebrows or anything like that. But I like to use this side just to go over my eyebrows, just as like a little bit of color and a brow gel as well. So I just like to take that side and it just looks like that, it just looks like a little tiny mascara wand, and I like to go over my eyebrows with that product just a teeny weeny bit, just to kind of use them as a brow gel and whatnot. And then occasionally if I'm having like an absolute crazy eyebrow day, I will go back over with a little bit of gel to fix any hairs that are kind of like sticking up or, you know, doing whatever they want that day. Same thing on the other eyebrow. That is pretty much everything I use to fill in my eyebrows. I hope it was helpful for you guys and kind of interesting to see how I like my eyebrows to look. If you watched my, you know, more recent videos, that is how I've been filling in my eyebrows, and they look a lot better obviously when I have the rest of my face on, because when you just have eyebrows and nothing else on, you look kind of crazy, which is understandable. I do look a little bit bushy right now, but you know, that's totally fine. I just don't feel like wearing any other makeup today. But I really wanted to film this video because I know you guys have been wanting to see an update on this video, so here you go. Really hope you guys enjoyed. If you enjoyed, please give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to always check out the description box down below, because I do have a Tumblr now, so if you have a Tumblr and you want to follow me, that link will be down below, so always make sure that you check back and, you know, keep updated on my links and all that good stuff. I want to thank any new people who are visiting my channel, and to make sure to subscribe. I upload quite frequently and respond to everyone like always. But until then, I will see you guys very soon in my next video. Bye guys!